know as well. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Maurice Dubois. First here at 5, the first American astronaut to orbit the Earth has died.
Tonight, people across the country and around the world are honoring John Glenn. CBS 2's Dick Brennan here now with a look back. Dick?
Yeah, what a life, Christine and Maurice. You know, it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't remember the space program just what John Glenn meant to this country. A hero in war and in space, a patriot who inspired his country when it needed him most and at the dawn of the space age. And later, a man so gutsy that he got on another rocket and took off again, well past the age for old soldiers.
Godspeed, John Glenn.
John Glenn rocketed into space and returned an American hero.
3, 2, 1, 0.
In February 1962, Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth.
Clock is operating. We're underway.
The historic trip came in the midst of the Cold War. The Soviet Union had already sent 2 cosmonauts into orbit. Glenn's mission helped the U.S. catch up in the space race.
Oh, that view is tremendous.
John Glenn was born in 1921 in Ohio. He became a Marine pilot and would go on to fly nearly 150 missions during World War II and the Korean War. Later, he was picked by NASA as one of the first 7 astronauts in the space program, the Mercury Original 7.
It was true brotherhood on launch day.
The world watched as Glenn circled the globe 3 times in the Friendship 7 capsule.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay.
The flight transformed him into a national hero, complete with a ticker tape parade. After his career as an astronaut, Glenn served 4 terms in the U.S. Senate from his native Ohio. Glenn ran for president in 1984, but his bid never picked up steam. Glenn's political career took another hit in the late 80s when he got caught up in a savings and loan scandal. Glenn was eventually cleared of any wrongdoing, but a Senate commission found he had used, quote, poor judgment. After retiring from Capitol Hill, Glenn incredibly made history again, becoming the oldest person ever in space at the age of 77. Glenn joined the crew of the Space Shuttle Discovery to research the aging process.
To help older people here on Earth escape some of the frailties of old age. That's the purpose of why I'm here.
Glenn's other great love besides space, his wife Annie. The childhood sweethearts were married for more than 60 years and had 2 children. In 2012, Glenn was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Glenn says even he was amazed by all the accomplishments of the space program and still hopes we move forward.
If anybody had told me that we would really make it to the moon in that time period that President Kennedy set, I'd have been surprised. I think that we all thought that was a pretty tall order, but we did it.
I went to his 90s. Glenn, as you could see, was still a passionate advocate of space travel, and he says he's optimistic about the future, expecting man to one day go to Mars and beyond. I got to meet John Glenn once, Christine and Maurice, at the 2004 Democratic Convention. I said I was so excited to see an American hero. He said, "Oh, I'm just an old senator." Now, is that an understatement or what?
Yeah.
Universally loved, respected, admired, just that guy.
And
right?
the right stuff. Talk about guts, right?
Gutsy. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Especially at 77.
77, going up again, absolutely.
Amazing life he lived, though, and it should be celebrated.
What a life.
Thank you, Dick.
Thanks.